Today guys, we are somewhere different. We are at SGGT for a fitting, not for me but for a mid-handicapper. We are getting mid-handicap Dave in, for me, what is one of the best fittings, if not the best fitting process you can go through in the UK. We're able to try a 4-iron, a 6-iron, a pitching wedge and an 8-iron to get the clubs that you want. So we're going through the whole end of the bag to make sure your irons are correct. They also have every single shaft that will fit in every single manufacturer's head, so you don't have to change that. But let's get Dave in there with Lawrence, who's going to be fitting him for the next couple of weeks. Today is the start of that process.
Are you working on anything at the moment?
Yeah, Chris has got me working on getting rid of that, so I'm trying to sort of finish high.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's completely there yet.
And strike-wise, what would you say you sort of like bad strikes are?
My bad strike is there.
At the toe?
Yeah.
And is it low on the face, high on the face?
Probably low, if anything.
Low, okay.
But obviously I see that more on my woods and my driver than I do on my irons.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I do that.
And when you do misstrike it, which way does it go? Left,
Left.
or right? Left. Okay.
Don't it, Chris?
Okay, like strike's not too bad. Spin number's a little low, but again, for the sort of the cleanliness of the strike, that's expected.
Yep.
5,000. It needs to be higher ultimately, and we need to somehow get your strike a little bit cleaner. So if we look at sort of where that comes out optimally, you launch it good, but it just spins too low.
Yeah,
you still get to the same sort of number, but it's just not in a right about way. You get there. It's like swings and roundabouts. One's doing one thing to get another to work, and so on. I think for me, I want to just have a quick look at what swing weight's going to do for you.
Okay.
So obviously we've just checked it with your Arcos in. It's D4. I'm going to try and lighten that up for you. So without the Arcos in, we're at D3. We're going to put a brass weight in the top of the handle there. So down to D1.5. So taking 1.5 swing weights out there for you. So
how do you do that if you've added something?
Yeah, so
you've put a weight in the top.
Yeah, so adding the weight means the balance of the club is now. So we measure it on a fulcrum.
All right,
a balance point. So we've added more weight this end, so it makes the club
so it feels
feel
lighter
in the head.
Got you. Okay.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, still felt toey though.
Mm-hmm.
That does feel better, you know.
Strike's a bit cleaner, isn't it?
Yeah. Are they higher as well?
Yeah, so your land angle's gone from 43.2 to 44.9. Height's gone from 65 to 69 feet. So it's a little bit higher.
Yep.
Ball speed's gone from 89 to 91. Spin's jumped up 500 revolutions. Clubhead speed's exactly the same. You've gone from hitting it a little bit on the up to 1 on the down. So swing weight has a big effect on golf clubs. It's a huge effect.
Wow.
And I think for you, if we looked at lie angle as well, that would be quite an interesting one. So I think that your golf club's probably a little bit upright for you. You look at sort of the miss profile. It's thin, it's left. If I went to you with a golf club, I'll grab one here. So if this golf club is sat like that, perfectly flat on the floor, the ball will come off like a rainbow. So up and down in a straight line.
Okay.
Okay. What happens if it's this way? Where's that rainbow going?
It's going to go that way.
It's going to go left,
Yeah.
right? And vice versa, if it's that way, it's going to go right. So if you just stand and address a golf ball for me. Right, happy with that?
Yeah.
So there you go. Stand back, go back to TrackMan. Is that flat on the floor?
No.
Where's it going?
It's more on, it's balanced on the heel.
So the toe's up. I mean, that's getting under there. It's going to go one way. The shaft will droop a little bit throughout the swing, marginally, if you can put enough force and speed into the shaft.
Yeah.
But I think we're probably better off, looking at something a little bit flatter for you as well, just to help get that club cleaner and more underneath the golf ball.
Okay.
Right? Make the strike a little bit cleaner. Hit a couple more shots with that swing weight and we'll see how we get on.
I do prefer the flight with that less weight, a little bit less weight.
They feel more balanced.
Yeah, it does.
Nicely done. Right, let's have a look. So I'm just going to flatten it off a little bit for you as well. Right. So we get it in here, get it nice and square. Okay, so we just get that line going across the grooves so we know it's in there nice and square. Tighten that up. So again, we'll just double check where we are. I think if we just flatten it down, 61 probably get us a good spot, I think, to start with.
What's the standard normally for, is this an 8 iron?
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
You can't really say a standard for us. We'd probably say 63, just because I quite like to work off the numbers we get on our gauge. So that's just below 62 there.
Doesn't it crack the hosel or anything?
Just got a gentle touch, David.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. So what's interesting there, 4 for 4, your spin's up on average, it's up 400 revolutions. Your carry's up as well. Your height's higher. And it's landing steeper. So all of a sudden that 8 iron is functioning like an 8 iron should. If we can clean up the strike and get rid of that little bit of a left miss, we've improved what you've got to start with, and then we'll have a punt at some other bits and pieces as well. Pretty good.
Yeah, straighter. Slightly topped.
A little thin, but again, do you see how it didn't want to go hard left on you?
No, it didn't, no. That felt nice.
So all of a sudden, that change in swing weight and lie angle have meant...
I'm actually hitting it somewhere near the middle of the club.
Yeah, but it's also, if we expand this out and look at the sort of profile, well, look at that. Look how much straighter that is.
Yeah.
Compared to there, you sort of missed strikes were dropping off to the left. I mean, you hit yours good, don't get me wrong. That was that change in swing weight, and like I said, you've just found a little bit more ball speed, a little bit more carry, so another 3 yards of carry, a little bit more height, more spin, so it's more appropriate of an attacking golf club. We want that ball to have that stopping ability on the greens. And then that lie change there, you've not, even with that sort of missed strike in there, if you just ignored that one, that second one that you said you caught a wee bit thin, well, okay, well actually you put a little bit more yardage on, again, because it's cleaner, you're striking it higher up the face because the club's sitting flatter to the floor.
And so is that something that changes as you use the club? Is that because I've hit so many missed strikes, or is that just how it is?
No, I mean, if we check the website, that's probably not a million, it came in probably not a million miles away from standard of what their sort of specifications are. Every manufacturer has their own sort of stock standard, and it can change varying in models as well, and manufacturers are all different. So as a baseline, we don't really quote sort of standard numbers.
So it's not something that you should come back and have checked like every year or so?
Yeah, if it's like a softer forged golf club, definitely. That sort of softer material, it can move depending on how much you practice, how much you play, where you play.
Yeah. That was, but
if anything, it's gone the other way there, hasn't it?
yeah, because I opened the club, I felt like I'd opened the club face slightly.
Yeah, but
but it's
stand
not
there and actually
it's not a massive miss, is it?
No, that's a great sort of shot miss. Most people would want to walk out there with that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So a good starting point.
So guys, you'll have seen there, obviously a very interesting start to the fitting. So we have gone through swing weight. So comment below, have you ever been through your swing weight in a session? Obviously lie angle you might have had changed, but Lawrence has done that. with Dave there, he's changed his lie angle, but more importantly got him the right swing weight, which swing weight's a big thing that is overlooked mainly in fittings, but it's making sure that you've got the right feel of that club head so you can get it back to the ball. Optimising your distance, you see there for Dave, he nearly gained potentially an extra club from just getting that swing weight in right. But next week we'll be looking at, is he in the right shaft? Is the shaft he has got the correct one for him, or does he need a total change?